I applied for the opportunity ballot on those. I had several write-ins. We felt just a little bit short. We had a problem in one voting machine, I guess, which is still being sorted out, but other than that. So that's about where it's at.
What did you learn from that process, as far as politics go?
It's a tough business. I think the biggest problem is trust.
Mm-hmm.
I'm certainly not a naive person. I mean, you don't have a career in the United States Navy to be naive. But I generally trust people.
Mm-hmm.
And this was very difficult to accept because nobody had the courage to tell me ahead of time. I never had a call from the chairman. He didn't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
No, he never told me that at all. So, you know, the only way I found out was through the reporter that called me up that night. So that was somewhat upsetting, I would say.
Right.
Did I learn anything? It was fun to be out campaigning hard. You know, there's certain satisfaction to that. I had a very good response from the people I talked to in the town.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them would tell me that they did not appreciate such interference from the outside in town. You know, they felt that they should have the opportunity to select who they want. If someone comes up and wants to run, that's a whole different ballgame. I mean, they come up and they decide on their own to run, and you have a primary and you do it. When they're out actively recruiting, when the person has to be recruited to come forward, yeah, that's another ballgame.
Do you see in the future more? It seems that there's kind of a history of the county now getting more involved in town politics. Do you see that continuing, or that getting worse, or presenting a problem in the future as far as, you know, as you said, you know, the outsiders coming in and trying to take over some of the power from the town, not just your town, but all of them? Again,
I think Senator Bajor has got better things to do than run town politics. He's a state senator, you know. In my campaign, he saw fit to put out a voice message, one of those voice-activated messages, I don't know, 4 or 5 days before the election, introducing himself, and it went out to all the Republicans, I guess, and conservatives and independents, and he was calling about the supervisor race, and he said that Wright Ellis has lost his way in the town of Cambria, and then it went downhill from there. And I think that's really going too far. There's no need for that. No need for that.
So do you think that the interference will get, you know, as you said, as state senator, it probably isn't something that's happened too much in the past where, you know, state senators or other people would get involved in town politics? Do you see this being like a bigger challenge as time goes on?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
There was a letter in our paper from Lloyd Westcott, John Connolly.
I remember that.
I forget who the third person is. That letter read to me as though it was putting the situations of Cambria, Somerset, and maybe, Royalton. All on the same plane. You know, I mean, as one of the three whose name is, you know, please support this man. Do you see that going on, or do you think each town's situation is unique?
The point about targeting supervisors was valid. In that sense, all three were the same. Somerset, we get dragged into that whole AES Somerset question, you know, down there. That's just a whole different ballgame. I don't see why Cambria should be dragged into that, if that in fact is what happened. Within the town, you know, we don't have any issues like that. We don't have any issues like that would, in my opinion, would justify any kind of outside involvement, interference, or whatever. I can't speak to Royalton. I don't know that much about Royalton politics.
Well, I mean, I got the point of the letter, but I guess I've just always been a little bit puzzled by the comparison of the three as though they were all in the same boat.
Well,
Your
just the fact
situation
that
has
they
been
were,
very clear to understand.
pardon?
I think your situation has been pretty clear to understand if you tie it all back to sewer district and payment for Roberson and, you know, Hayden, Shoemaker and da-da-da-da-da. Pretty
Yes,
easy to track.
I, if you wanna bring all those issues in, that's true. I guess that's true.
But didn't know if you had any, you know, could clue us in how it also might compare with Somerset or Hamilton. That's my,
I said only in the fact that it involved the supervisors of each town.
okay.
That's the only thing that I see. They wrote the letter, I mean, that's their choice. They obviously were upset about things, you know, felt that there were problems. Mhm.
What's planned for Cambria? You know, should you win the next 4 years? What's on the plate? I mean, obviously you guys have some pomp and circumstance with the bicentennial and things
The
like that.
bicentennial is a big issue, you know, we're working on that, looking forward to an exciting year,
Yeah.
representing, recognizing our 200th anniversary.
Mhm.
The town park, you know, there's always work to do there as we try to develop that. That's certainly a long-range plan, 15, 20 years. That is a good example of what I referred to earlier about the situation with our newer residents. As we bring these new residents in, they're looking for the types of services that they may have found in more urban and suburban areas. And we bought the land in, 99, and we put together the master plan by the end of 2001, and we've saved money and worked on grants and one thing and another like that, and we got this nature trail in, which is great. But it has raised the expectations
Sure. Yeah.
in the community. And so now you have people come to a town board meeting wondering how soon they're gonna have little league baseball fields compared to, say, Wheatfield, Pendleton, and all that. And, you know, we just can't move that fast and keep things within a reasonable budget. You know, I'm concerned that at some time in the future, probably not the next 4 years, but at some time, of course, we'll have to have a town park department,
Mhm.
you know, just to maintain it. It may not be a year-round thing, it may just be for several months. But, you know, there's no way to escape that. That will happen. I guess the other issue, we've got issues with our, not issues with, but we have a serious challenge coming up with our fire companies in terms of financing.
Oh, okay.
Their equipment is becoming more and more expensive. Both Pekin and Cambria Fire Companies have to get bigger truck garages because the trucks that they buy now are taller and wider and longer than what the garages were built for. Pekin is putting an addition on the front of theirs to raise the height of it. Cambria's trying to figure out a way to build a small substation or something like that. These things all take money, and I think that people understand the need for fire protection. We have a volunteer service in both, we have 3 companies actually, Sanborn, Pekin, and Cambria,
Right.
to cover the town. And they're all volunteers, and they do a superb job, just an outstanding job. They have a tremendous burden in training,
Mhm.
state requirements, you know, it just takes hours and hours of time.